Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as LEGO Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a special video, if you like to call it that, and this is a long-awaited video that I've been planning here on my channel for a little while now, and this is a topic that I wanted to share with you heavily, and based off of the title, this is going to be why I love movies so much, and my passion for movies and TV. So let's roll the intro clip, and then let's get right into it. Alright, so, first off, I did want to mention that I did a poll last month asking you guys if you'd like to see this, and majority was that you guys wanted to see this, and I'm getting around to it finally. I just had other work, other schoolwork, other things to do, and other videos to produce to you. I've just had other things to share with you guys, so today is finally the day that I am making this for you, and I feel good about this. Like, I've always wondered, like, should I make this video? There were other videos that were on my mind, but this was the first one that I wanted to get out to you guys. Like, I've always had other things on my mind that I'm kind of keeping for a podcast revival, if I ever do that when I'm living on my own and I want to revive my podcast phase. But this, I felt like, needed a specific individual video, not just related to the podcast at all, but I felt like I just needed to spit this out as a topic video. So, first off, I have no notes here. This is just my own thoughts because, you know, it's my life, and I could have written down notes, but it wasn't like I was taking down notes of a movie or TV show. This is just my passion. This is what I like. So, let's take a huge step back to when, you know, when I fell in love. So, in my younger years, for those of you who are watching, not when I started my channel, obviously, but when I started watching movies, you know, I had, when we would go on road trips or, like, up north to visit my grandparents or down south, we would do, like, 2.5-hour drives, and we would have a DVD player in the car. And I would just love to watch movies all the time on loop every time we would go on a trip. And my favorite rocket ship, to quote Little Einstein, but that's not what we're here to talk about. It's just some funny stuff. So, yeah, I would love to watch movies, and I always think back to movies that were iconic back then. I mean, I still have tons of DVDs. I would, you know, some of them were The Lion King, Aladdin, just Disney, old Disney movies. Also, Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler was a classic. Monsters vs. Aliens, a DreamWorks movie that, if you have not seen, it's a good animated film. Just always clung close to me, those films, and just all of these I would rewatch that we'd have on DVDs on loop in the car to go on road trips, We also had this pack of 4 discs of animated Fantastic Four series called World's Greatest Heroes, and I love that. They have them all on Disney Plus, all the episodes on Disney Plus, and I love that series to death. It's one of my favorite animated series. It's just a great animated series by Marvel. And I mean, the Fantastic Four animated series is great. You gotta watch it. We have all of them on disc, but now they're on Disney Plus, and I love that they're on there. But I used to watch that too on road trips all the time, and that's something great as well. And I just fell in love with watching these things in the car. And that was like my like when I grew up, when I was like 2 and up, like we would do that on road trips. And then once I finally got to the age where we went to the movie theaters, I would always come out of a movie, like say I was around 5, and for instance, like when at that age, like 5, 6, and then kind of up in that age range, in 7, I hadn't seen, like, any Marvel movies yet. I didn't, like, full-on, like, action movies. I couldn't see any of that. So, you know, coming out of, like, an animated film or even a young PG film, I would always like to, you know, be outgoing, be, like, have this personality where I would like to act out what I just saw. I would kind of, like, act out what just happened in that film, be the actor, or be the presence of what just happened in that film. And I would, you know, be immersed in that world. You know, kind of like essentially what this video is. talking about being immersed in a world, but I have a few other things I wanted to discuss later. but I'd love to reenact what I just saw, and a little bit, not like too terribly much, but just kind of like be the character that I just saw in that film. So I would see movies all throughout my life, all throughout these years as a kid, and then my parents went to see the Avengers. I had no concept of what this was, and then finally when I saw the first Marvel film, I think it was Iron Man, I was blown away. I loved it a lot. And then once I saw the Avengers, I thought it was a really great movie, team up movie. And then when I finally got English, please, got to see the Marvel film. Not the first one I saw, but the first time I saw a Marvel film in the theater was a different experience. I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been Age of Ultron, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it could have been Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't recall seeing that in the theater. I think I saw that later at home. I mean, you can't correct me because you have no idea my life, but I believe, as I remember this, I believe Age of Ultron was the first one I saw in theaters, because I remember so much about that film when I saw it in theaters, and then I still think Age of Ultron is an underrated movie. To this day, I do. I love... It's not my favorite, but I love every element about it. The music, the character development, and other bits and pieces. I'm not here to talk about Age of Ultron, but I do think it's underrated. I loved the time I saw it in the theater. And then I saw, Winter Soldier, all these films. I guess that came out before Age of Ultron, didn't it? Maybe not. Winter Soldier, all these other films, and up till 2018, Infinity War came out, and I was fully able to understand, fully grasp what movies were. Like, once we got to 2018 and Infinity War rolled around, that was the turning point of, oh man, like, bonkers things are happening. And this is the big twist. Or this is the big movie that came to it all. So, that happened, then a year later we get Endgame. Oh my god, it was just great. And this was a period of time where, like I said, I was fully able to understand movies. I watched so many movies. Basically, I just fell in love with movies. Like, after Endgame, I was like, I love going to the movie theaters and seeing movies. And, the next time, COVID, the pandemic happened. I'm not going to dwell on the pandemic here, guys, but I don't want you to think that at all. I'm not dwelling on that. But when that period of time happened, went through this phase where I saw, the Lego Movie 2 came out. I love that movie. Loved seeing that in theaters. Birds of Prey, I believe, was the last movie I got to see, and then went before the pandemic. I watched so many movies during 2020 that it's insane, or a lot more that I hadn't seen. And then 2021 comes around, and I saw so many movies in theaters because that they're reopened, and I fell in love in 2021. And I'll tell you why. I grew up watching all these movies in the car. I loved being, reenacting these things coming out of movie theaters, and I loved Marvel movies, right? But I never fully, I always loved listening to soundtracks for Marvel movies. I always have for many, many years. But until last year, until 2021, I came upon two channels. It may have been 2020 when I found the first one. Sean Chandler has gotten me into reviews, movie reviews and TV show reviews. Sean Chandler is a great channel. You should check him out here on YouTube. Sean Chandler talks about. And then John Campea is a great movie talk show movie channel talk show here on YouTube, where he just has other people talking with him about movies, and he has talked about meeting people, meeting celebrities, being on set of movies, so many great topics, and I have fell in love with the movie world than ever before last year. Just getting to, break down movies and soundtracks and the way movies are made, the cinematography, the directing, and all of this stuff, the behind the scenes, the acting, the costumes, anything a movie has is remarkable and one of my favorite things to do. And when Endgame or when Infinity War came out, I loved all the costumes, all this stuff. I was immersed. I've been immersed for movies for years, but I never fully got all of it until I watched Sean Chandler and John Campea. When I've seen these two channels, it's just a huge, massive. It skyrockets. My passion for movies skyrocketed with these two channels, and it's something else, guys. And also, I want to let you guys know another thing about this is, as I've listened to this one channel, John Campea more specifically, is he's said this, and I totally agree with this, is movies, for not just me, but anybody, even you watching, if you guys watch, who you are watching this right now, for you. Movies are an oasis for anybody. Not just me, not just one person, but anybody. Going on in the world, there are lots of big topics, lots of big issues, lots of big problems that are happening in this world. And I'm not saying I don't know that. I do know that. I think everybody should know that. If people don't know that, they're living under a rock. But when I want to get away from all that stuff, all away from all the bad issues and things happening, I can turn to a movie. I can turn to John Campea, listen to what he has to say about certain movie and entertainment topics. I can watch a movie, I can put on music. I can just turn away from all that stuff and have an oasis, a passion. But then if I want to talk to someone and say, hey, what's going on in the world right now, I could talk to them about that too. But just wanted to let you guys know everything that I love, two of my favorite movie channels, which are probably the only movie channels I watch. I mean, I'll watch other ones. But I love talking about movies and TV. I mean, I have since 2021. I have since WandaVision came out. I mean, I did make an Endgame review, but it was very bizarre, all over the place. I try to change my format with WandaVision and have a list of notes here. That's what I love doing, though. I love talking about the certain things, like the characters, the directing, the writing of shows, and how they're done. Even animation styles like Arcane, Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, all these things that have animation and I can critique that and talk about them is amazing. And I don't know, do you guys agree? I feel like I'm in my own mind here, but all of my points here, this is a video I really wanted to make for a while, discuss with you guys, and if you guys agree, disagree, let's have a friendly chat. Let's not be negative about it. I like to throw this out there as well. I'm not the most perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not saying I have all the right thoughts. I may be biased here. I might be a little biased in my thoughts, but that's okay. I might be positive on some things. That's great. But let's have friendly discussion. Let's not be like, I hate this shit. Why are you saying you like it? I hate it. Well, let's not be negative about these things. Let's just talk and have a friendly conversation. If you disagree, I might agree with your disagreement. Let's do that. If that logic makes any sense, I hope it does. But with that said, those are all my points on why I like movies and TV so much. Hopefully you guys can agree and let me know what you think in the comments below. And by the way, don't forget to stay up to date on all the upcoming videos that I have here on the channel. Next show to come out is Moon Knight, which is coming out next month, which I will be doing a review for and customs for as well when that comes out. And The Batman is my next movie review, actually. Before I get to Moon Knight, I will be doing a movie review for The Batman coming out very soon here next month. As well, or this month, I guess. Whenever this video is coming out, it's this month. It's March. I'm recording this in February, so I'm getting all mixed up here. But don't forget to like, subscribe to Lego Dude 11. Subscribe buttons down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Boba Fett to the Master, links down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep going with Lego. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.